Now that World War I was over, the US accordingly turned to its next problem, collecting on its loans. Even back when shots were still being fired, European chancelleries had been quietly discussing how to readjust the intergovernmental war debts. They started by communicating informally to the American delegates to the peace conference in March 1919, then progressed into making direct overtures. In response, Albert Rathbone of the US Treasury told the French Deputy High Commissioner point-blank that the Treasury Department would not agree to any discussion at the peace conference, nor anywhere else for that matter, of any plan or arrangement for the release, consolidation, or reapportionment of the debts owed to the United States. He also warned France that American post-armistice credits could not be continued to any Allied government that backed any sort of plan that would cast doubt as to whether it could pay its advances on time. In other words, if you even think of trying to back out, we'll cut you off. There's something that needs to be said before we continue, and Professor Hudson takes care to explain this. The reason Europe became indebted was, quote, nothing more than the narrow, legalistic, and ultimately bureaucratic assumption that debt, because it was debt, was somehow sacrosanct, end quote. But things weren't always like this. For thousands of years, beginning with Babylonia and Sumer, it was tradition to regularly forgive debts. If you're interested in finding out about the history of debt, and how we went from forgiving debt on a regular basis in order to enable society as a whole to benefit, to the debt-shackled society we have today, I highly recommend you check out Professor Michael Hudson's other books, And Forgive Them Their Debts, The Collapse of Antiquity, and more. And to find out what happened next, stay tuned for Part 12.